Hello, hello, dear family, friends of Sad Sangat Astrology. Thank you for visiting me. Today, I'm going to discuss Mars retrograde. Mars is turning retrograde at 6 degrees of Leo on the 6th of December. It already did. And I was reflecting about Mars and the themes of Mars cycle currently. And I think I'm gonna give you information to put this Mars retrograde in perspective. So buckle yourself, and of course, Mars will be opposite Pluto two more times pretty soon. I think is February. I didn't write it down, but I'm going to focus on other aspects of the retrograde. You will see what I mean. So, but in any case, there is this constant and long power struggle. Mars, Pluto are the feisty planets of the zodiac. So one will be Pluto will be the power, the manipulation, the threats, and the control. And Mars will be the fighter, the soldier, the aggressor, the one that is in Leo is putting his ego or his identity as well, and his pride and dignity at the service of this fight and defending itself in Cancer. So we'll see all that. But I'm going to show you how this cycle between Mars and Pluto started, and other things as well. So if you find my material that is good information for you, please don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, to give it a like, and share the video, or make a comment or ask a question. I would greatly appreciate your support. So here, if you feel so inclined to order a report today, you can write to me at this email address and give me your data there. And the sky tells us our own stories. So in the astral report that I do is very personal, very confidential. It is video exchange, so we'll have a dialogue. It will be interactive. I will find the guidance on your chart or the chart that you order for the report, and I will give you that information, and you will interact with me in a dialogue. So you have the opportunity to expand the understanding of what is going on in your personal life. So don't hesitate to order your report today. So now I'm going to share the first chart that I would like to show you. And let me find it. So here we are. This is the start of the Sun-Mars cycle. Every time the Mars starts a cycle with the Sun, of course, is Kazimi, meaning that it is invisible. And it's like Mars will be the executive power of the king, right? And the Sun will be the king. And so in this case, there is a conference, let's say, a conference between the military executive of the king with the king, and they are making a plan for the next 2 years. What will be the activity the king wants to implement. So in this case, they are 25 degrees in the sign of Scorpio, and is ruled by Mars traditionally, so it's very strong and very powerful there. But the modern ruler is Pluto, and Pluto also rules this. And they are in a wide sextile with Pluto, which means that they are flowing very easily. Their energies are flowing easily. And at the same time, Mars and the Sun are in a trine, very strong trine, because with Neptune, Neptune is almost 25 degrees, is about 40, 50 minutes away from the partile trine. So there is this in Neptune in Pisces. So if you think about this conjunction, Sun Mars happened November 18, 2023. With the moon barely in a, let's say, also sextile, barely showing the light, and conjunct Pluto, which means that our daily concerns were about power control, you know. And so this gives to this conjunction a lot of power and control. Pluto is in Capricorn, right? The sign of government, the sign of institutions, and the powers that be. And Neptune in the sign of Pisces indicates something that has to do with the collective. In this case, I can say that this Mars Sun is now indicating great death, masses of death and cruelty. I would say control of the masses, and a great grief and destruction, death, killings, and destruction. The 25th degree, 25 degree, according to Nicola Stojanovic theory of degrees, is corresponds to the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and is in the decan of Cancer, which is patriotism, is the defending or fighting, Mars fighting for our nation, for what we consider home, and defending our own, defending our family, our country of origin, etc. So you see how this resonates with the themes that have been developing since this conjunction. Of course, these wars that are putting the defense, or defending or attacking due to our love for our country, right? The people that are in war are think or say that they are defending their own country, protecting their country. So you hear that in the news about these wars that are extra cruel. In fact, let me show you an article that I wrote regarding the Mars-Sun cycle in my blog, so you can go and read about it. So 1 minute, I will find it and show it to you. Here you have my blog, it's at Astrology, blogspot.com. And I wrote October 26, 2023. I wrote about this Mars-Sun conjunction in Scorpio that took place November 18, 2023. And I explored and researched about the previous times when Mars and the Sun started their cycle in Scorpio, and I found out several episodes of genocide. So I here quote the definition of genocide. This is according to the international conventions. So I found out about November 20th, 1991, a massacre in Yugoslavia, and in Srebrenica, a genocide in 1995. That was one previous Sun-Mars conjunction in Scorpio. Then 1959, October the 30th, it was the Hutu revolution in Africa. Then in November 14, 1944, during the liberation, there was another revelation, right, of genocide. November 1912, it was First Balkan War, where Serbia and Montenegro committed a number of war crimes against the Albanian. So as you see, we have this repetition of genocides when Mars and the Sun conjoin in Scorpio. It has certain periodicity, but not a regular period. So I invite you to read the article and find out more information regarding that. Okay, now let's take a look at the end of this cycle, Mars-Sun, which takes place January 9th, 2026. So this is the chart of the Mars-Sun conjunction on that date, and it is in Capricorn. But not only that, it is conjunct Venus. Like in the previous one, but you saw that Venus was a little bit out of orb. But in this chart, we have at 19 degrees of Capricorn, which is the decan of Taurus. And in the decan of Taurus, we are speaking about resources of the government institutions, resources of the institutions that ensure the social services and social security, etc. So resources of corporations and banking as well. And since Venus is almost partile, Mars and Sun, we can expect that this has to do with resources, with banking, with currency, with finances. I think it will have to do with governments implementing some kind of financial news or something. But it is opposite Jupiter in Cancer. So Jupiter in Cancer is, first of all, it is the so-called benefic, right? And it is kind of augmenting the sense of patriotism and possible nationalisms. But at the same time, they are both square Chiron. So I think this next Mars Sun cycle will not be so successful. It might do more damage than good, but we'll see. But I wanted to show you how this cycle ends because there are so many uh, wars, so much grief and destruction, and then we end up having the government needing to provide resources, right? And maybe I don't know, maybe adopting some kind of financial um, rule or financial decision that will need to be implemented. So we'll see. Now, I want to go back to the conjunction of Mars and Pluto when the current cycle started, because that's another story, right? Okay, this is the chart of the beginning of the cycle, Mars Pluto, which are now in opposition, meaning this is the middle part of the cycle, Mars Pluto, and they are opposing each other right at the same spot where they started. Pluto is at the same spot where the cycle started. So it brings the cycle back to the beginning. Um, so that was the first conjunction was February 14, 2024. Venus was not far away, but out of sign in Capricorn. So Venus, Lady Venus was looking for security in financial terms, right? And for probably resources in order to is the deacon of Virgo, right? Is the deacon that represents services, even the service personnel, which could be military. So resources for the military, probably. So as I said, this started in Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius. And what is it about Mars in the sign of Aquarius? What is Mars defending here? Well, Mars is advocating for the collective, for society, for freedom as well, freedom in communications, also advocating and trying to defend and protect communities. So it's Mars instigate rebellion against the authority because Leo is the opposite sign. So rebellion against the authorities and fighting for example, for social justice. There are mass protests in every country you look, demanding social justice and collective, human rights. For example, human right demands like protection to the human rights. Mars in Aquarius does not accept the decisions of the government very easily. It is also distrust, as we have seen, distrust from government. And Mars in Aquarius has innovative ways of acting out its discontent, for example, through internet, through journalism, in intellectual ways, and also is so in social media, right? Is fighting in social media. Now, in the sign of Aquarius, it's a sign of air, right? The element is air, and Mars will talk about defense or attack through the air, or defense the airspace in a country. Um, and also, it could be attacks on the atmosphere, um, because nowadays there is talk about these suspicious climate events that are so prevalent. For example, I watch French news from France often, and I found curious how France, out of all European countries, has been hit by numerous and very frequent and very soon, one after another, one of those debacles, where there are flooding and huge amount of rain, incredible floods that take even the houses from the root, and thousands of cars carried by the mud. I mean, it was surprising to me that it's so often and so frequent in just the country of France. There are other events in the neighboring, for example, it's been in Spain and in Germany and Poland, but I don't think and in Italy as well, but I haven't seen that frequency. It is too many, too many. So that is something that makes me think, what is going on? Also, um, uh, community defense, right? Or fighting to protect the community, fighting to protect the internet, for example. And in the end, fighting to change the very concept of what human being is, or being a human is. Now, here we have to consider this as one unit, right? 0 degrees, 46 minutes. They're both together, starting something with fighting, with control and power and cruelty. We are trying to um, I think it's a repetition of the Scorpio thing, Sun Mars, right? Repeating this theme of fighting and killing everyone that I don't like, and that kind of cruelty. I mean, Mars and Pluto are together are very, very cruel, very powerful, very intense, and terrible, terrible. So now uh, this cycle ends also in January 2026, on the 27th of January 2026. Let me show you now the next chart that I want to show you, which is this one. Okay, so put it bigger. So here is the next conjunction, and it happens not very far from the previous one. So here we are repeating the same themes, Mars and Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees. I also have another blog post regarding Pluto in Aquarius that I would invite you to visit and read. And let me show you where it is. So this is the article I was talking about in my blog. You see, it's at sangatastrology.blogspot.com. This I published on August 31st, 2022. And I wrote about the world that is coming, Pluto and Aquarius, collective reformation. And I talk a little bit about the cycle, which is very important. Nowadays, it seems like sometimes we just focus on the aspect, it's a trine, it's a square, or an opposition, but we don't consider the start of the cycle, which is the work that they met to do. They agreed to do the work. So here, Pluto and Aquarius, I talk about the different themes, freedom and independence movements, transformation of human rights, intellectual innovation, high technology, AI, the internet and communications, many themes that are related to Pluto and Aquarius together, the air and the climate. And I also did some references to the French Revolution that happened during Pluto in Aquarius. It was a different kind of chart. It was a different kind of vibe, but it's important to consider um, some of the themes and that I list here: social chaos, clash of classes, collective killing of the social group in power, demolition of institutions, abolition of church tithes, confiscation of church properties, etc., etc. So there are many themes that we are now seeing that they are in question. So we'll see what happens during the Pluto and Aquarius 20-year cycle. Now, there is another article that I wrote also related to Pluto and Aquarius because interesting enough, all of the inner fast-moving planets are meeting Pluto exactly at 0 Aquarius during a couple of years, the beginning, and they have already started since 2023. I wrote this article on November 5, 2023, and I pointed out how Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, etc., all of them met Pluto at 0 degrees. So that to me, it means that all the parts and pieces of our life have already started a cycle of transformation, right? So because every time a planet meets with Pluto, it starts a cycle of transformation. And it was the first time in our lifetime that these planets joined in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius. So that is very significant. That's why I wrote this article that is extensive, but it was worth for food for thought, right? So next, let's see. This is the last part I want to share with you, and is regarding the station of Mars at 6 degrees of Leo, and it happens on, it already happened 5-6 of December 2024. And here we have, again, the themes of massacres, mass death, death, corpses piling on top of each other, cruelty like we haven't seen since the end of the Second World War. Cruelty that depasses and goes beyond what in the 21st century we want to imagine. So killing children, very small children, with a bullet in their head, bombing hospitals, killing people in their shelters, in their camps, shelter camps, uh, people, civil people. I mean, it's very concerning, and you think, well, where have we come? Uh, uh, how human beings have evolved, in which way, how are we here at this point, where of course humanity has been like that before, but in a way, we think 21st century, there should be some difference. There should be a progress, an improvement of some kind. But still, we are at the same point. And of course, the sky is reflecting that. So we have at the same time Mars opposite Pluto once more in just about a month or so. It will be exactly opposite Pluto in Leo this time. The first time was in Cancer. Now it will be in Leo, and next, I think, end of May. I don't have the date exactly, but it will oppose Pluto again from Leo. So what we are here looking at is this power struggle between the masses, Aquarius, and the authority that wants to be centralized, that wants to be this kingly figure that decides everything, that has all the power to do whatever he or she wants. This centralized authority that it is in front of the masses, and if they don't obey, or if they disagree, then off with their heads. Like so is this conflict, the aggression of the central authority against the power of the masses. And there is this power struggle that I don't think it will be resolved anytime soon. For months and months, we'll continue that, because when Mars goes back to Cancer, it will again fight for what is ours, fight for my tribe, fight for my family, for my home country, for my family, what I feel is my family. And on the other side, the Pluto will continue there, but Mars will get out of orb for some time. And there are, at this onset of the retrograde Mars, is this opposition Sun Mercury, right? The Cazimi for Mercury opposing Jupiter. This is very significant because we have here a struggle to learn what is true, what is real. Mercury wants to make sense of data, and it has a lot of data, but it can't make sense of it. And on this day, with the sun, there were some revelations and some information that was very hard to believe, first of all, because Mercury is very debilitated in Sagittarius. However, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is in Mercury's home of Gemini. So in a way, they are helping each other. You know, I talked about this in the previous video as well, because when you are in the house of your friend and your friend is in your house, both are trying to keep things in good order, right? Because you don't want your house to be damaged, and your friend doesn't want you to damage their house. So it's kind of a mutual concern, and it's called in astrology mutual reception, meaning that they are behaving themselves and helping each other. So in this case, Jupiter is helping Mercury to make sense of the meaning of the data, and Mercury is helping Jupiter to sort out all that abundance of information and news and everything. I don't know if you have noticed, but lately, especially since the beginning of November, we have so much information in the news. It's non-stop. And not only the news, but social media. In fact, social media is like acting as a news source for many. And journalists oftentimes look for information through social media in order to have their news out, videos and testimonies and such. So social media is taking preeminence regarding information, and we not always can we get down to the bare truth. Why is that? Because if you see, Mercury and the Sun and Jupiter are both squaring Saturn. So if there is a truth that is coming out, it's not out yet, and we cannot trust anything yet. So we need to wait and see what the truth is. Probably it will take some months until, if you think about it, Jupiter is retrograde, and it will go back on their steps, and it will square 2 times more Saturn. So from there, we will have beliefs on hold, let's say, beliefs or this abundance of information. It will be kind of we don't know, maybe later, maybe because Saturn at the same time is putting obstacles in order for us to really reach what is true. As I said, Jupiter and Saturn will square once more December the 24th, and then I think in April they will square again, but already when Saturn is in Aries and Jupiter is in Cancer. So we'll have 2 more squares. At the same time, Mercury is retrograde and is squaring Saturn for the second time retrograde, and it will square Saturn once more when it comes back direct. So for a long time, we will have this pull and push for information. What is true? How can we make sense of what is going on? Really, we don't know. We don't know yet, and it will take efforts and it will take some time until the truth comes out. Probably second half of next year, maybe. So with this, I leave you with this thought that this Mars opposite Pluto, it is in the center, in the middle of the cycle, Mars Pluto, that started at 0 Aquarius, exactly at the same point where they are opposing. Now, the cycle Mars Sun is also past the opposition already. Mars already opposed the Sun, and you see the maximum exponential aggression and killing and we have seen it. And now, apparently, the cycle that Sun and Mars started in Scorpio, it is now closing. However, this Mars retrograde will delay the closing of the cycle. So we will see what happened. So it won't start again. It won't close this Mars-Sun cycle. It won't close until January 9th, 2026. Just a few days before Mars and Pluto join forces again. So with this, I'll leave you with these ideas to think, just food for thought, as I said. I'm just showing you the symbolism, and you make the associations that you need to make, either with your personal life or with the global perspective. So I thank you again for watching, and I thank you for contacting me, for leaving comments, for following me. Here I show you again my contact information. You can order your reading here. This email address, and I will be very, very happy to help you see how the sky is reflecting your personal situation in life. Thank you very, very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.